Today, we're going to open our hearts to a topic that silently haunts the minds of countless young and adult Christians. It's a battle many fight alone, in the darkness of their room, feeling guilty, weak, and often distant from God. I received a message that summarizes this pain, and with the person's permission, I'll share it anonymously with you. It reads, "I am young and Christian, and I confess I am very tempted to masturbate when I'm alone. Is this normal? Is it a sin? Do all young people of God go through this? How do I overcome this difficulty? Am I far from God, or is this something that will always haunt me?" I decided to answer this publicly because I know this isn't one person's struggle, but the struggle of thousands. And my answer is for those who are not just seeking a rule, but an understanding that brings freedom and strength. To understand masturbation, we first need to understand desire. Sexual desire is one of the strongest instincts God gave us. But it's not alone. We also have the desire to eat, to sleep, to rest, even the desire to retaliate when we are wronged. Think about that cold morning when your body begs to stay in bed for just 5 more minutes. That is a desire. These impulses are natural and inherent to every human being, regardless of their faith, age, or culture. And we all know that if we give in to all our desires without any breaks, without any balance, we become like animals, or even worse. Eating is good, but eating in excess leads to sickness. Resting is good, but laziness leads to ruin. Everything in life requires control, balance, self-mastery. And here is the first insight. Desire itself is not the problem. How we respond to it is what defines our destiny. Now, let's apply this to sexual desire. In youth, hormones are at their peak, and this desire becomes a powerful, almost overwhelming force. Yes, it is absolutely normal to feel this. Every young person, without exception, goes through it. The great mindset shift, the secret that most don't understand, is this. What if all this intensity wasn't a curse, but a training ground? I personally believe that one of the reasons God created us with such a strong sexual desire in our youth was precisely to teach us from an early age to practice self-discipline. Think of it as a gym for your willpower. If you learn to master your own body, to govern your strongest impulses, what other challenge in life will you not be able to overcome? You are preparing yourself to master your finances, your temper, your career. On the other hand, when you give in uncontrollably to all your desires, you are training yourself to live without balance, without self-control. And that, my friend, is a recipe for disaster. The consequences of ungoverned sexual desire are devastating. Unwanted pregnancies, diseases, broken hearts, addictions to pornography, and traumas that can last a lifetime. The question isn't feeling the desire, but who is in control, you or it? So, let's get to the direct answers. Is masturbation a sin? Not in the sense that God will send you to hell for it. The Bible does not have a verse that says, "Thou shalt not masturbate." The problem isn't in the isolated act, but in what it represents and promotes in your behavior. It's a shortcut. It's the pursuit of solitary pleasure, which trains you not to need connection, not to develop self-control. It is an exercise in a lack of self-discipline. And that lack of discipline, yes, is dangerous and can open the door to much bigger mistakes in the future, like pornography addiction and the objectification of people. So, it is wrong not because of the act itself, but because it weakens your character and trains you for instant gratification instead of for strength and self-control. Is it possible to go years without masturbating? Absolutely. The human body itself has a natural release valve for sexual tension called a nocturnal emission. It is an involuntary process that happens during sleep, and it is not a sin. The body knows how to relieve itself. You don't need to help it artificially. Now, about Christian dating and inappropriate touching. Is it normal for this to happen? Yes, it's normal for the temptation to appear. You are human. But giving into it is like striking a match inside a gas station. If you cannot and should not have the explosion, why insist on striking the match? Dating, especially for Christians, is not a test drive for marriage. The main purpose of dating is to get to know what is inside the other person. It's about discovering their character, values, dreams, and faith. It's about finding out if that person, stripped of all physical desire, is someone you would want to spend the rest of your life with. When sex becomes the most important thing, you stop truly getting to know each other. Therefore, the practical wisdom is date in public places. Avoid being alone in private settings. If you are at home, don't isolate yourselves in a room. Do activities together. Talk. Explore each other's minds and hearts. Build the friendship, the companionship, because in the end, when the lights go out and old age arrives, it is the friendship and companionship that will sustain your marriage much more than physical desire. The battle you are fighting is not a sign that you are far from God. On the contrary, it is a sign that you are on the training ground. Do not run from the fight. Do not feel condemned by the temptation. Face it as your opportunity to forge the steel of your character. Learning to say no to your impulses today is what will make you a strong husband or wife, a disciplined professional, and an unshakable person tomorrow. Strength is not the absence of desire. Strength is the ability to govern it. If this message has brought you clarity and lifted a weight off your shoulders, share in the comments what the biggest insight you had today was. Your experience might be the answer someone else is quietly looking for. And if you want to continue learning how to build a life and relationships with purpose and strength, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can face these struggles and come out stronger on the other side.